How to break your bad habits. That's the question, isn't it? Because if we could just break the bad habits, we'd be more focused. We'd be healthier. We'd be wealthier. We'd be better. But here's the challenge. Bad habits are easy to make and hard to break. And they don't just show up out of nowhere. We invite them slowly, quietly, over time. At first, they seem harmless. That extra hour of sleep, that skipped workout, that small excuse. But before long, they own you. Now, let me tell you something I've learned. You cannot change your destination overnight, but you can change your direction. Direction starts with habits. And bad habits, they'll take you somewhere you never wanted to go. But here's the good news. If you built the bad habit, you can break it. You're not stuck. You're not broken. You're just operating on old programming. And today we're going to rewire it. Because the same energy it takes to build a bad habit is the same energy you can use to build a better one. So, how do you break your bad habits? You start by taking responsibility. You stop saying, I can't, and start asking, how can I? You interrupt the pattern. You replace it. And most of all, you stay consistent long enough for the new habit to take root. It's not easy, but it's worth it. Because here's the truth. Success is a few simple disciplines practiced every day. Failure is a few errors in judgment, repeated every day. What you do daily matters. The small things, the invisible things, the habits, good or bad, are shaping your future. So today, I'm asking you to stop, pause, and take a hard look at the habits that are quietly stealing your potential. Because if you don't break your bad habits, they'll break you. Let's talk about how to take back control. Let's talk about how to build new disciplines, new standards, and a new you. This is the beginning of your transformation. Let's begin with this idea. Habits are not born, they're built. One small decision at a time. One repeated action at a time. And here's what most people don't realize. We first make our habits, then our habits make us. It's like laying bricks. Each time you repeat a behavior, you lay down another layer of that habit, good or bad, helpful or harmful. Now, the science of habits isn't complicated. You've got 3 steps. The trigger something sparks the habit. The behavior, the habit itself. The reward, the feeling that keeps you coming back. Let me give you an example. You feel stressed. That's the trigger. You reach for a cigarette. That's the behavior. You feel calm, or at least distracted. That's the reward. And over time, your brain says, let's do that again. Boom, habit. The problem? The reward is short-term, but the consequences, long-term. Now here's something I want you to write down. Discipline weighs ounces. Regret weighs tons. It's easy to fall into a bad habit. It's comfortable. It's familiar. But bad habits don't ask for your permission. They just move in. And if you're not careful, they take over the whole house. So, how do we rewire them? Step 1, awareness. You cannot change what you will not confront. You've got to say, this habit is hurting me. Not someday, not eventually. Now, I procrastinate too much. I eat what I shouldn't. I waste time scrolling. Say it. Name it. Own it. Step 2, replace. Don't just remove. You can't just stop a habit. The brain doesn't work like that. You must replace the behavior with something better. If you stop watching junk television, start reading great books. If you stop eating sugar at night, drink water and go to bed earlier. If you stop scrolling your phone, start writing your goals. You can't just pull weeds. You've got to plant flowers. Step 3, small wins. Repeated. Habits are not changed in one dramatic moment. They are changed through consistency. The first time you resist the urge to snooze your alarm, that's not a transformation. That's a vote for the new you. Do it again tomorrow, another vote. Do it for 21 days, and you've built momentum. Do it for 90, and you've built identity. That's the secret. You don't just break the habit. You break the identity that was tied to it. You're not just a person who used to smoke. You're now a person who values health. You're not just someone who stopped procrastinating. You're someone who finishes what they start. That shift, that's the magic. But I'll tell you this, it won't happen on accident. You don't fall into good habits. You build them with intention, with focus, with repetition. Success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day. That's how you rewire the brain. You train it like a muscle. And just like a muscle, it grows stronger with use. Every time you resist that old behavior, you're teaching your brain a new path, a better road, a higher standard. And one day, you'll look back and realize the habit you used to have has been replaced by the person you've become. And that, my friend, is freedom. You know what's strange? Sometimes we know what's bad for us, and we still do it anyway. We say, I'll quit next week. Just one more time. It's not that big of a deal. But here's the truth. The real enemy is not the habit. It's the little voice that defends it. Let's talk about that voice. It lives within all of us. And it's convincing. It's persuasive. It sounds like a friend, but it's really the enemy. It whispers, you've had a tough day, you deserve this. Everyone does it. Don't be so hard on yourself. That voice is dangerous because it keeps you comfortable. And comfort, my friend, is often the enemy of progress. Let me remind you of something. What's easy to do is also easy not to do. And that's where the trap island. Eating the wrong food, easy. Skipping the workout, easy. Delaying the task, easy. Staying the same, very easy. And here's the key. The more you do it, the more your brain starts to say, this is who I am. But here's the breakthrough. That's not who you are. That's just who you've been. There's a big difference. Now ask yourself, why do I hold on to these habits that hurt me? It's because for a moment, they feel good. But long term, they rob you. They steal your time. They drain your confidence. They whisper lies about your potential. It's like this. Every bad habit is a contract. It offers you short-term comfort in exchange for long-term pain. And too many people sign that contract every single day. Now here's what I want you to do. Become the observer of your own behavior. When that craving hits, pause. Ask yourself, is this the future I want to build? Because you're always building something. Every decision is a brick. And eventually, you'll live inside what you've built. That's either exciting or terrifying. So let me give you one of the most important ideas I ever learned. You can't change what you tolerate. If you tolerate your excuses, you'll keep making them. If you tolerate your procrastination, you'll keep delaying your life. If you tolerate your bad habits, you'll never rise to meet your potential. It's not easy to face that, but it's powerful when you do. Here's the turning point. Instead of saying, this is just who I am, start saying, this is who I'm becoming. Every time you choose a better path, even in the smallest way, you weaken the grip of the enemy within. And let me tell you something. You'll start to feel proud. Proud that you chose discipline over regret. Proud that you took back your power. Proud that you didn't let that little voice win. Remember this. Discipline weighs ounces. Regret weighs tons. Choose your weight and choose wisely. You're not stuck. You're not broken. You're just one strong decision away from change. Let this be the moment you stop clinging to what's easy and start reaching for what's possible. Let's go build a life worth living. Let's face it. Breaking a bad habit is hard. Very hard. You can't just tear down a building without building something new in its place. The same is true for habits. That's why the power of substitution is so important. It's not just about stopping something. It's about replacing it. Let me explain why. Imagine you've been eating junk food for years. One day you say, I'm done. No more junk. But the urge is still there. The cravings don't disappear. If you try to simply stop eating junk without giving your body something else, you'll likely fail. But if you replace junk food with healthy food, something better, the craving shifts. Your body learns new patterns. And slowly, the bad habit loses its grip. This is the principle of substitution. You see, the brain doesn't like emptiness. When you remove a habit, you create a void. The brain craves comfort, and if it's not fed with a better option, it will pull you back to the old habit. Don't just break a habit, replace it. This is the secret to lasting change. Now, let me share a story. Years ago, I was trying to quit smoking. I thought if I just stopped, I'd be free. But the cravings hit hard. I struggled. I failed until I replaced that cigarette with a walk, a moment of deep breathing, or chewing gum. It wasn't easy. But with each substitution, I won ground. The old habit lost power. The new habit grew stronger. And the same applies to every bad habit you want to break. There's something fascinating about the way habits work. As we discussed earlier, habits operate on a loop: cue, routine, reward. When you replace a bad routine with a better one while keeping the cue and reward intact, you retrain your brain. For example, if stress is your cue, and smoking was your routine, and relief was your reward, then when stress hits, you replace smoking with taking a walk or meditating, still aiming for relief. Your brain begins to form new neural pathways. It starts to see the new routine as normal. And over time, the old habit fades. Practical steps to substitution. 1. Identify the habit loop. What triggers your habit? What do you do? What do you get out of it? 2. Choose a new routine. Pick something positive and practical that delivers a similar reward. 3. Practice consistently. You have to repeat the new habit daily until it becomes automatic. 4. Be patient. Change takes time. The brain needs to rewire itself. 5. Prepare for setbacks. If you slip, don't quit. Learn and adjust. Replace scrolling social media with reading a few pages of a book. Swap late-night snacking with drinking herbal tea. Exchange complaining with gratitude journaling. Trade procrastination with focused 5-minute bursts of work. Substitute impatience with deep breathing. The more you practice these, the more you build a lifestyle around what serves you, not what drains you. Your environment either supports or sabotages your new habits. If you want to quit junk food, don't keep it in your house. If you want to read more, keep books where you can see them. You're not just changing habits, you're changing your surroundings to make success easier. Remember this: motivation is what gets you started. Habit is what keeps you going. Create an environment that encourages the habits you want to keep. Here's something many overlook. Emotions drive habits. Bad habits often fulfill emotional needs: comfort, distraction, escape. To successfully replace a habit, you must address the emotional need it fills. Ask yourself, what am I really seeking when I reach for this habit? Is it relief from stress, boredom, loneliness? Find healthier ways to meet those needs. For example, if stress drives you to smoke, find ways to reduce stress: meditation, exercise, talking to a friend. The most powerful substitution happens when you begin to see yourself differently. You stop thinking, I'm someone who fails at quitting, and start thinking, I'm someone who values health and discipline. This identity shift is key, because when your habits align with who you believe you are, change becomes natural. You become the type of person who chooses well without struggle. Success is neither magical nor mysterious. Success is the natural consequence of consistently applying the basic fundamentals. And the basic fundamental here is this: replace what no longer serves you with what moves you forward. It's a daily decision. It's a deliberate act, and it's one that changes everything. Remember, you don't just break bad habits to suffer through withdrawal. You replace them with better habits to grow into a better life. Each time you substitute a bad habit with a good one, you build your future. And slowly, brick by brick, you lay the foundation for success, health, and happiness. Take a moment now and ask yourself, what bad habit am I ready to replace? What new habit will I choose today? The power is in your hands. Use it. You've learned a great deal so far. How habits form, why we hold on to bad ones, how to replace them with better choices. Now, there's something crucial we must understand. If you want lasting change, you need something far greater than motivation. You need discipline. Discipline is the quiet workhorse of success. It's not flashy or glamorous. It doesn't give you the thrill of a sudden breakthrough, but it's the backbone, the very foundation of transformation. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. Think about that for a moment. You can have all the dreams in the world. You can have all the motivation you want. But without discipline, those dreams stay just that, dreams. Motivation is like a spark. It gets you started. It lights the fire. But motivation fades. It's fleeting. Discipline? Discipline is the steady flame that keeps you burning through the cold nights and long days. Why discipline matters more than motivation. Motivation will lift you when you're inspired. But what happens when inspiration fades? When life throws challenges at you? When you feel tired, distracted, or discouraged? Discipline steps in. It keeps you going when you don't feel like it. It's what pushes you to get up early, even if you want to stay in bed. It's what keeps your eyes on the goal, even when distractions scream for your attention. Without discipline, you're at the mercy of your feelings, which can change like the wind. Success is neither magical nor mysterious. Success is the natural consequence of consistently applying the basic fundamentals. The fundamental, discipline, you don't have to make enormous leaps every day to change your life. In fact, trying to overhaul everything overnight is the fastest way to burn out. Instead, commit to small, consistent actions. Wake up 15 minutes earlier. Read a page or two. Take one extra step toward your goal. Every small step is a vote cast for the person you want to become. It's like saving money. You don't have to deposit thousands at once. A few dollars saved every day will grow into a fortune over time. The same is true for discipline. Small, daily choices repeated over months and years build character, habits, and success. It's easy to confuse intensity with success. We often believe that big, dramatic efforts lead to big results. But that's rarely the case. One day of extreme effort won't change your life. But consistent, disciplined effort will. One push-up won't build muscle. But one push-up every day will. One page of writing won't make a book. But one page every day will. We do not rise to the level of our expectations. We fall to the level of our training. Your daily training, the habits and disciplines you practice, determine your future. Discipline can be developed. It's not some fixed trait you're born with or without. 1. Start small and be realistic. Don't try to change everything at once. Focus on one habit at a time. If you want to start exercising, commit to just 5 minutes a day. Build from there. 2. Create a routine and stick to it. The fewer decisions you make about when and how to act, the easier it becomes. Routines eliminate choice fatigue and make discipline automatic. 3. Use reminders and triggers. Set alarms, write notes, or use apps to remind you of your commitments. Tie habits to existing routines like doing push-ups right after brushing your teeth. 4. Prepare for obstacles. Know your weaknesses and plan for when motivation wanes. Have strategies ready like asking a friend to hold you accountable. 5. Celebrate small wins. Each success, no matter how small, fuels your momentum. Recognize it, savor it, and use it as motivation to keep going. No one achieves lasting change alone. You need a support system, accountability partners, mentors, or groups who will encourage you, challenge you, and keep you honest. When you share your goals with others, it adds a powerful layer of responsibility. You're no longer just letting yourself down, you're letting others down too. That pressure can be a healthy motivator. Discipline is hard work. It requires sacrifice. But the rewards, they are priceless. With discipline, you gain clarity. Your purpose sharpens as your actions align with your goals. Confidence. Each disciplined choice proves to you that you can change. Freedom. You're no longer a slave to impulse or bad habits. Control. You direct your life instead of being tossed by circumstances. Respect. From others, and most importantly, from yourself. Discipline is the foundation of a successful and happy life. Discipline is not punishment. It's a pathway to your dreams, a pathway to your best self. Ask yourself today, are you willing to show up day after day, even when it's tough? Can you choose small, steady steps over quick fixes? Will you be patient enough to let your new habits take root? Because lasting change doesn't come from grand gestures. It comes from commitment, consistency, and discipline. If you can master that, nothing can stop you. That's the power of discipline. That's how you build lasting change. And that's how you break free from your bad habits for good. Here's a simple truth to begin with. Your future is created by the habits you build today. It's not luck. It's not chance. It's the small things done consistently over time that shape your life. Your life does not get better by chance. It gets better by change. But change doesn't just happen by itself. It requires intention. It requires focus. It requires a clear understanding of who you want to be and a commitment to live that truth every day. What does it mean to live intentionally? Living intentionally means choosing your habits with purpose. It means no longer drifting through life on autopilot. No longer letting old patterns and unconscious routines dictate your path. Instead, you become aware. You become deliberate. You become the driver of your own destiny. This is important because habits aren't just actions. They are statements about who you are. They define you. When you get up early to exercise, you're telling yourself, I am someone who values health. When you spend time learning, instead of scrolling your phone, you're telling yourself, I am someone who grows. When you choose discipline over instant gratification, you're saying, I am someone who succeeds. It's easy to overlook how powerful small daily choices are. Yet, it's those little decisions that build your character and determine your results. Think about it like this. Every day, you have thousands of choices. Some seem insignificant, but they add up. What you eat, how you speak, how you spend your time, who you associate with. All these choices compound like interest in a bank account. Success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day. So if you want a different life, if you want a better future, it starts with the habits you choose today. When you live without intention, you give up control. You let the circumstances of life push you this way and that. You fall into bad habits because they're easy and comfortable. But here's the problem. Bad habits don't just affect today. They steal from your future. They keep you stuck. They limit your potential. They build a life you never dreamed of living. So the question is this. Are you willing to let go of what's comfortable if it means growing into the person you want to become? That's the heart of intentional living. How to live intentionally, the 3 keys. 1, clarify your vision. What kind of person do you want to be? What values do you want to live by? What life do you want to create? Write it down. See it clearly in your mind. Let that vision guide your habits. 2, align your habits. Once your vision is clear, ask yourself, which habits support this vision? Which ones hold me back? Replace the bad habits with ones that bring you closer to your goals. Make your habits the expression of your identity. 3, practice daily awareness. Check in with yourself every day. Are your actions aligned with your intentions? Are you living the life you want to live? If not, course correct. It's never too late to start fresh. When your habits are tied to a purpose greater than yourself, they become easier to keep. Purpose fuels discipline. Purpose fuels perseverance. The challenge of leadership is to be strong but not rude. Be kind but not weak. Be bold but not a bully. Be thoughtful but not lazy. Be humble but not timid. Be proud but not arrogant. Have humor but without folly. Purpose is the compass that keeps you balanced and steady. Living intentionally means saying no to distractions and instant gratification. It means facing your fears and pushing through resistance. It means staying the course even when it's hard. But it's in that challenge that growth happens. It's where character is built. It's where your best self emerges. So don't be afraid of the hard work. Don't shy away from discipline, because your future self will thank you. Here's the beautiful irony. Discipline and intentionality lead to freedom. Freedom from regret. Freedom from worry. Freedom from the endless cycle of bad habits. When you live intentionally, you live on your terms. You create your own destiny. And that, my friend, is the greatest gift you can give yourself. The future is not a mystery. It's a reflection of your habits. If you want a better tomorrow, you must start today. Choose your habits. Choose your actions. Choose to live intentionally. Because don't wish it were easier. Wish you were better. Your habits will either make you or break you. You hold the pen. You write the story. Live intentionally and make it a great one. So now you know. Your habits shape your future. Your discipline builds your freedom. Your choices write your story. Don't wait for things to get easier. Don't hope for motivation to magically appear. Instead, get better. Step by step, day by day. Break your bad habits not with force, but with wisdom. Replace them with habits that serve you. Live intentionally, because the life you want is waiting for you to claim it. Remember this. Success is the natural consequence of consistently applying the fundamentals. Your future is created by what you do today, not tomorrow. Now, go out there, be disciplined, be intentional, and become the person you were meant to be. The journey starts here. The journey starts now.